Dutch flowers are not just a national symbol, but big business too. Like elsewhere in Europe, production and sales have been badly hit by the pandemic, and there are fears about how quickly the economy might recover.
When there will be a second wave, that will be a problem, because probably countries will go in lockdown again, and that will affect the export of flowers and plants. So that would be very bad for our industry.
These flowers get sold all over the single market. And at Rotterdam Port, the largest in Europe, trade continues to move, but at a much slower pace. It all adds up to the worst economic decline for generations, and to a Europe desperate for a deal to help spur growth. As EU leaders gather in Brussels for the first time since the pandemic began, they all agree that they need to agree. What they can't agree on, though, is how big the recovery fund should be, and indeed whether it should come with strings attached. Because for the so-called frugal four, and indeed for all EU leaders, in European politics, domestic matters weigh heavily.
There has been very visible spending cuts on healthcare, on education, on culture, and I think after having these cuts, it's a very difficult message to sell from politicians to send money abroad without any conditions or any strings attached.
And that domestic pressure comes from Dutch politicians like Rob Roos.
Italy and Spain have a problem. They really have a COVID problem, but Spain is now giving a base income to all the people in Spain. And that's free money. And why is it that the Dutch taxpayer has to pay for this free money in Spain?
But not everyone agrees, with mixed opinions among the voters I spoke to.
Oh, I think it's okay. I think we have to help other people who has less than we have.
If my friend would ask me for money, I would say, okay, but how do I know for sure you'll get it back? What are you going to do different now?
The history learns us that normally the money disappears very fast in those countries. So it's better with conditions, yes.
Agreeing on how to get Europe's economy moving again will require compromise. But even here in the frugal Netherlands, few believe the EU could afford not to have any deal at all. Darren McCaffrey for Euronews, cycling through Holland.